It's easy, it tastes all right, but it doesn't really provide you any nourishment.
The Rock, the Bible, and a burger university? Here are the top 15 untold truths of In-N-Out Burger. The Rock recently became an In-N-Out fan.
What The Rock is cooking.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the biggest action stars of all time. However, Johnson is known just as much for his massive appetite as he is for his films. Johnson has mentioned in interviews that he consumes a ridiculous number of calories throughout the week to maintain his impressive physique. Even more ridiculous are the epic cheat meals The Rock ends every week with. Surprisingly, Johnson has never made In-N-Out a part of those cheat meals. That is, until recently. On IG, Johnson let all his followers know that in all his years, he had never sampled In-N-Out, but that was all about to change. In typical Rock fashion, the In-N-Out cheat meal consisted of 2 double-doubles and 2 servings of fries. Suffice it to say, The Rock is a fan. We may not be able to smell what The Rock is cooking, but we can smell what he ordered from In-N-Out. More celebrity fans of In-N-Out.
You will switch to an American accent when ordering an In-N-Out burger.
Dwayne Johnson isn't the only movie star to develop a fondness for double-doubles. In-N-Out has attracted many of Hollywood's finest. In fact, if you happen to find yourself within range of one of their many LA locations, chances are you may see some familiar faces. Celebs such as Julia Roberts, funny man Aziz Ansari, and Rita Wilson are quite fond of the burger chain. Others, such as Reese Witherspoon, Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, Adele, and Miley Cyrus, have all been spotted stuffing their faces with In-N-Out.
Never let anyone cut the line.
You always get me to trouble on it.
However, the most infamous celeb to show up at the chain in recent years would have to be Chef Gordon Ramsay. Yes, the fiery chef from the UK is a lover of fine dining, but has developed a taste for the famous fast food burgers. Having tried one for the first time all the way back sometime in the late 2000s, Ramsay is a massive fan of the West Coast chain. If you're curious about what Chef Ramsay orders when he heads to In-N-Out, here it is, a double-double animal style, where the patties are cooked with mustard and come with all the toppings, plus pickles and extra spread, and grilled onions. The yellow arrow was not the original logo.
He lives in North Hollywood on Radford near the In-N-Out Burger.
Logos and branding are important. Let's face it, when it comes to brand identity, an eye-catching logo can mean the difference between a potential customer entering your establishment and a passerby, well, passing by. McDonald's, Nike, and Apple all have classic logos, and the same can be said about In-N-Out's bright yellow arrow. However, this wasn't always the burger chain's logo. The original logo was nothing fancy and by no means eye-catching, just a simple white font on a red background. It took the burger chain 6 years before it adopted the now famous yellow arrow logo. And let's face it, that arrow is pointing the way to delicious burgers. The chain was created by Newlyweds.
We're gonna play this Newlyweds game, which I just think I'm gonna lose.
For those out there that are married, what was the first thing you did together as newlyweds? Did you start your own fast food franchise? Well, if you happen to be Harry and Esther Snyder, that's exactly what you did. Back in 1948, Harry and Esther Snyder started In-N-Out in California shortly after tying the knot.
That marriage isn't an economic proposition because it is.
The Newlyweds were responsible for gifting the state with its first drive-through hamburger stand. The couple would share the workload, with Harry purchasing the ingredients while Esther handled accounting duties. Who has time for a romantic honeymoon getaway to Mexico or Paris when there are burgers to be made? Not those two, that's for sure. In-N-Out revolutionized fast food.
Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
When we think of the innovations made in the fast food industry, most of us think of the early days of McDonald's. Ray Kroc is often pointed to as the man who streamlined and made the fast food industry more efficient. However, In-N-Out is often left out of this discussion. The burger chain has been responsible for a major innovation that helped the fast food industry become the powerhouse it is today. If it wasn't for In-N-Out, we would be without the two-way speaker system for drive-through ordering. Before the burger chain invented the system, drive-ins had car hops who took your order and delivered your food. So for this innovation, we, the fast food public, thank you, In-N-Out. First time here? Then become an official Babble Topper by hitting that subscribe button. Thanks. Hidden Bible verse numbers on the packaging.
Which has now become a command that we cannot ignore.
A fast food franchise is likely the last place you'd expect to run into anything even remotely religious. However, In-N-Out is not your typical fast food chain. The West Coast burger joint has taken to placing hidden Bible verse numbers on the wrappers of its burgers.
There's Bible verse I think about sometimes.
These verses can also be found on pretty much all the other packaging, including the takeout bag and at the bottom of the cups. CEO Lindsay Snyder is the granddaughter of the burger chain's founders, and while the original idea to put Bible verses on the packaging was her uncle's, the addition of the Bible verse numbers is hers. She has stated that faith helped her through some dark times in her life. East Coasters, don't hold your breath.
By you giving me a double good burger and some Frenchy fries.
At this point, most people outside of the southwestern U.S. have only heard about the famous burger joint that has its hooks in just about everyone that lives in that area of the country. But what about the folks that live on the East Coast? People from the eastern part of the U.S. have no choice but to travel to the sunny coast, mountain-filled southwestern states to sink their teeth into an In-N-Out burger. Perhaps with a little luck and a lot of wishful thinking, the burger chain will head east at some point. Yeah, likely not. This unfortunate news is due to the company having strict quality control measures. In-N-Out has a policy of not opening restaurants further than 500 miles from their in-house commissaries. And while there has been the occasional tease and even pranks made about the chain expanding to the East Coast, it just isn't happening anytime soon. So for all you East Coasters out there waiting for that double-double to hit your town, it looks like you might have to keep dreaming. In-N-Out didn't serve fountain drinks.
We'll take 10 cheeseburgers.
You like a friend fried?
There's nothing better than sitting down in your favorite fast food haunt and ordering whatever combo happens to tickle your fancy. A nice juicy burger with some crisp salty fries will just about hit the spot for anyone. But to complete the experience, you're going to have to wash all that down, right?
Is Pepsi okay?
That's where the fountain drink comes in. Well, not in the case of In-N-Out Burger, at least not in the beginning anyway. Yes, the famous West Coast burger joint was without fountain drinks for the first decade of its existence. Granted, the burger chain did offer drinks, just not the fountain variety. Bottled drinks were the only type of beverage you could order until 1958. While there are many ways to quench your thirst, nothing quite does it like an ice-cold soda from a fountain. Some of the managers do pretty well.
I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo.
Okay?
Yeah, no, I have the memo.
As Pink Floyd said, money, it's a gas. It's also the most important reason, if not the only reason, we get up and go to work every morning. If you happen to be someone who's very well compensated for the job you do, it makes the process of getting up every morning and waging a war against traffic all the more tolerable. The store managers over at In-N-Out just so happen to do pretty well financially. In fact, several of their managers can rake in around $100,000 a year. In some rare cases, other store managers reportedly take home an unbelievable $200,000 a year. That's quite a bit of money, and likely nowhere near what you would expect a fast food store manager to be pulling down on a yearly basis. So the next time you happen to catch an In-N-Out store manager whistling on their way to work, you'll know it's not just the smell of the double-doubles that has them in great spirits. In-N-Out and drag racing.
It's not the ride, it's the rider.
In-N-Out has a long association with drag racing. In fact, the chain's co-founder, Harry Snyder, invested in a new track for the Irwindale Speedway in 1965. And if you find yourself at the aforementioned speedway, there's a good chance you'll see current CEO Lindsay Snyder in the crowd. However, the association doesn't stop there.
The name on the middle of that steering wheel should tell you that I was born ready, Shelby.
The famous burger chain has also sponsored many drag racers and teams over the years. With drivers decked out in the signature In-N-Out colors with the company logo sprawled across every inch of the car, the franchise continues to make its presence known at the track. Strict rules for employee uniforms.
What? Where is my super a suit!
Dress codes and uniforms are nothing new in the workplace. The image of a person showing up to work in a ripped-up pair of sweatpants, despite how comfortable they may be, isn't exactly professional. This is why most work environments require you to wear appropriate attire, or at least show up to work in a presentable fashion. This is also the case for fast food restaurants. We're all familiar with the standard fast food chain uniform, but In-N-Out takes their dress code extra seriously. In-N-Out employees must wear white socks, white pants, white shirts, black shoes, a black belt, a red apron with a gold pin, a hat, and a name tag that the company issues. Oh, and don't bother trying to personalize or jazz up your uniform in the name of individuality, as changing or accessorizing the uniform will result in some disciplinary measures. In fact, the policy is apparently so strict that the company has even banned employees wearing pins that advocated for a better minimum wage. So it would be best to leave your individuality and opinions at home in this case. In-N-Out University.
You don't need to study scaring, you just do it.
That is a good point!
Education is of the utmost importance for many careers. After all, if you don't have the necessary skills and knowledge for your future career, you're pretty much dead in the water, so to speak. The same can be said about the restaurant industry to a certain degree. While you may be able to find success without a formal education, years spent within a culinary institute will benefit you greatly in your pursuit of a cooking career. This also applies to certain chains in the fast food industry.
Certainly not part of anything I'm teaching in this class.
Much like McDonald's, In-N-Out has its own institute for higher learning. Opening its doors for the first time back in 1984, In-N-Out University was established to train service staff and managers on how to maintain quality across the board. The university has proven to be quite successful, as 80% of the burger chain store managers have emerged from the university. Secret menu for employees only.
Sorry, do they have a menu?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically they have one.
Most of us are pretty familiar with the secret menu. While not all fast food chains have a secret menu, there are many that serve up some not-so-secret items, such as Starbucks Butterbeer Frappuccino. However, In-N-Out has a rather strange secret menu available only to employees of the chain. Each In-N-Out location has a signature secret menu item that employees get to prepare and eat, but that will never be offered to guests. Items like fancy French fries, tacos, and salsa burgers can be enjoyed by employees, while the public can only dream about such tasty and forbidden items. Now that the secret's out, the chain may find an influx of potential employees flooding their locations just for the opportunity to sample an item from the secret employee menu. A lot of infighting in the owner's family.
Fat guy fight rules. We grab at each other's shirts until we're out of breath and then a 3-minute break.
Many of us have had family feuds. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone out there that hasn't bickered or argued with a member of their family. Simply put, we're all far from perfect, and there's something about the ones we love the most that can sometimes bring out the worst in us.
Breaking our home! Don't you ever! The miracle is dying because of you!
And while the Snyder family may seem to have it all, they are plagued with infighting and family squabbles just like the rest of us. Maybe even a bit more extreme than the average family. To start, the Snyders have an unfortunate history of substance abuse and family lawsuits. The family also has had to deal with tragedies such as family deaths due to a plane crash. Not following the rules?
Picasso. He broke art rules.
Remember 2020? Of course you do. The aftermath is something that we still live with today and likely won't be forgotten anytime soon. During the height of the pandemic, many restaurants were forced to alter the way they conducted business in order to continue to operate. This included a set of rules designed to stop the spread of the virus. In-N-Out, however, didn't always respect these rules, at least in the case of a few locations. An In-N-Out in San Francisco was temporarily shut down during this time when the location refused to check the vaccination status of indoor diners. This, of course, was a direct violation of rules put in place by the government and resulted in the location's aforementioned temporary closure. To be fair, none of the other In-N-Out locations were found to be in violation of the protocols. Bring on more great videos with a tap or a click. Then hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell.